Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the Patreons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it guys. So today we have a normal type of video that I normally do, right? I like these types of videos, people seem to like them as well. So let's get into it, but first, just shortly before, I gotta say maybe a praise or something. I don't know how I even communicate that in English, but Hunter, which is a fellow YouTuber as well, is having some health issues. So if you're listening to this, man, stay well, keep fighting, and everything will be fine. I've been dealing with some, stuff on my personal life as well with that type of stuff with me and my girl, and it's been kind of hard as well. So yeah, just stay strong and let's beat anything that comes in that type of way, but anyway, let's just hop on to the video itself. So I wanted to talk about three aircraft, or three types of aircraft maybe, that are the most likely that we will see in the UK top tier. As you know, if you are accompanying the channel, that the UK actually got confirmed that we'll receive other top tiers until the end of the year, so we have a deadline here. And we also saw that the Eurofighter feels like too much right now for Gaijin, which gives us three options. So the first one is that we are going to have another Tornado or Harrier. We have plenty of versions of those that we can have. We have, for example, the Sea Harrier FA2 that, if I'm not mistaken, could carry the AIM-120 and AIM-9Ms and stuff. That would be interesting. I mean, the performance would be still lacking a little bit, but it would be a very good aircraft. And we have, of course, later models of the Tornado. Actually, the Tornado that we have right now, with the radar that it has right now, if I'm not mistaken, it could actually already carry some form of AIM-120. I'm pretty sure. So we probably will see another version of that from the late 90s or something that carries a AIM-120. That is probably the most likely option that we will see coming. It is kind of underwhelming for the majority of players because it doesn't really solve anything with top tier, just goes with the flow. I'm pretty sure that we will see these missiles coming fairly soon, so having a Fox 3 missile launcher in the UK Tech Tree would help a little bit going forward. But it's not really the aircraft that we need, even once these Fox 3s are added. The second option, and this might sound contradictory, but it is the Eurofighter Typhoon. It might be that Gaijin thinks that it's too early for this patch, but they actually are planning to add at later this year. It is a little bit of a stretch. We don't have anything like remotely pointing to that direction. Even at the start of the year, when we had the Gripen leak, they basically just confirmed that the Eurofighter would come basically next year, right? So not right now, which means that the Eurofighter is kind of likely to come right now or even in this year. But I gotta be honest, it is the safest option if we are going to receive better missiles and better aircraft, which I think we will. So if we see a Gripen, if we see the MiGs and F-16s of the game carrying Fox 3 missiles, with additions of more 4+ generations or just normal 4th generation aircraft that are just better at that and can actually carry the AIM-120s, having the Typhoon would be the logical step up, right? It would be just what makes sense, making way more sense than a Tornado, or not more sense, but it would be the right amount of making sense together with the right amount of excitement. So the first option that we had was kind of like, it makes sense, it makes a lot more sense than Typhoon, but it doesn't have any excitement on it. So having a Tornado or a Harrier would be, a top tier being added, but it isn't something like crazy good or anything like that, right? So the Eurofighter would be crazy good, it would be amazing, but they might already deny it. We don't know yet if they're meaning this patch or around this year right now. so only time can tell. But of course, if a Gripen is coming, most likely in the next patch after this one, the Eurofighter is shortly coming after that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's very, very close, I would say. And then we have the third option, probably the least likely option, which is another country aircraft, okay? So we might see something like a Gripen or a CF-18. So hear me out. This is the least likely option in my opinion, but it is an option as well. The UK needs a 4th generation aircraft, a proper one, and of course they have the Commonwealth kinda in their ranks, in their tech trees. We already have a T-90 Bishma on it, so it kinda already shows that Gaijin isn't really caring about this type of thing too much. If a country needs something, it will get something, right? So if the UK needs something new, and it's not the Eurofighter, and if it's not the Tornado or the Harrier, there isn't much else to be added. And what is there to be left? Left to be added, right? It is other countries' stuff. The CF-18, for example, would be a good option. It's a Canadian vehicle. It's an American, design, but Canadian produced. Technically, I think I don't remember exactly, but still, it's an aircraft that is, Canadian. And we have the Gripen, which is although a Swedish aircraft, the South Africans actually used or use something like this. So we have options. The South African Gripen would make more sense on the sense of the country itself. But I mean, if they're going to add a Gripen for the UK, they might as well just add the Eurofighter, right? It doesn't make much sense for the logical standpoint. So that's why I think it's just the least likely option. I think we have just these 3 options because there isn't much else to be added. A Tornado and a Harrier would be too little. A Typhoon might be too much. And another countries, yes, it's alright as an option, but I mean, come on. Do you really want to see a Gripen on the UK tech tree? Or do you want to see a Eurofighter Typhoon and actually get the Gripen on the Swedish tech tree? Same goes for the CF-18. Do you want to see in the UK tech tree? Or do you want to see an Eurofighter, which it's way more unique than a CF-18, right? And add the F-18 in the US, and of course in the Finnish sub-tree of the Swedes, right? So, kind of weird. Let's wait and see what happens. Most likely we won't see nothing too crazy coming up for the other nations. Most likely it's just the Gripen and some other aircraft, most likely like at the end of the year, I mean, like with 3 aircraft, and the rest will just get missiles. That's what I think is going to happen. So having the Tornado and the Harrier just makes sense, but it would be underwhelming, as I said. But anyway, leave it in the comments. What do you think will be added for the UK? Of course, something is coming, so it's already confirmed. So maybe not this patch, but next patch. Top tier is coming soon, until the end of the year. So let me know in the comments what aircraft do you think it's coming, and I see you guys on the next one. So bye guys, see you, subscribe, yeah, bye.